July 1930. The quiet town of Oke-Uye, Elisha, western Nigeria, was about to be struck by heaven. It began as a meeting. Faith Tabernacle, a growing religious movement, had called their pastors and leaders to a conference, July 9th and 10th, a Wednesday and Thursday, to deliberate 24 doctrinal issues. Questions that divided them. Is polygamy sinful? Should Christians use medicine or trust only divine healing? What does holiness really look like? But God had another agenda. In their gathering was a young prophet, just 26 years old, quiet, yet blazing with an unseen fire. His name, Joseph Ayo Babalola. He had already stirred Lagos with miracles, and now the wind of his calling had blown him here. Meanwhile, in a remote town, Iganda not far from Oke-Uye in Elisha, in a little household, a storm of sorrow had broken. That evening, July 9th, a 10-year-old boy, John Obi Ogundipe, died. His mother wailed. Neighbors ran. At least 7 herbalists were called through the night, one after the other, but all failed. The next day, his mother was advised, take him to the church at Oke-Uye. I heard that a prophet who performs miracles is there. At dawn, the boy's lifeless body was carried through the streets toward the church. Babalola, inside, heard the cries. He looked out the window, saw the procession, and something surged in his spirit. He stepped out, ringing his bell, his face fierce with faith. Stop, he commanded. He stood over the boy, rang the bell again, and prayed like a man wrestling heaven itself.
John,
come back to life in Jesus' name. The crowd held its breath. Then, a sound. A faint sneeze. The boy's chest rose. His eyes opened, gasps broke into shouts. Shouts became dancing. Dancing became chaos. The boy was alive. People ran through the streets, screaming, the prophet has raised the dead. And that was just the spark. By afternoon, the news had swept beyond Uganda. By evening, crowds were pouring into Oke-Uye. The lame dragging themselves, the blind led by hand, the sick carried on mats, all desperate to touch the man with the bell. The next day, the little church could no longer contain them. A rough wooden table was dragged outside and turned into a stage. Babalola climbed up, bell in one hand, Bible in the other, praying over buckets and bottles of water he had asked them to bring. As the people drank,